Hello again, year 2. In this video, we're going to be trying out what you've been learning today. So you're going to be trying out making different types of line. It's important to be able to, so that you can make your pictures as detailed and realistic, as real as possible. Line helps us to do this. Now, to do this today, you will need your sketchbook, a ruler, a drawing pencil if possible, a 2B pencil if you have one, and a pencil sharpener to keep your pencil nice and sharp. You may also want to have these sheets that are on your learning page for today, but you don't need to print them off, you can always look at them online, okay? I've just printed them off so you can see. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to turn to the first page. Now, our activity for today is going to be very similar. It's going to be a practice of what you were learning in year 1 at the end of last year. So we're going to practice making different lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my page in half and split it down the middle, and then I'm going to fold it in half again and zip it down the middle like that, and then open it out, and I've got 4 sections. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and split the page in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to take my pencil and very lightly just draw a line across the middle so that I have 2 sections. So I have 8 sections altogether, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to just try out and experiment with different lines. So I'm going to look at my 2 resource sheets. One gives me the names of the different types of line I might like to use, and the other one gives me some examples of those lines. Now, let's just go through some of the key words here. Vertical means that the lines go straight up. Horizontal means they go across. Diagonal isn't on this sheet, but a diagonal line is one that goes at an angle like this. So it doesn't go vertically, it doesn't go horizontally, it goes at an angle like this. We also have zigzags, curves, spirals, curly lines, shapes, dots, dashes. Here are our diagonal lines going off at an angle. We've got wavy lines, and this, I don't know if you remember from our work last year, year 2, is cross hatching, when we put lines on top of lines. Do you remember we started to look at that last year? Okay, now I'm going to put those just next to me to help me think of ideas. Now, you don't need to copy the ideas on the sheets, but you can come up with your own ideas, but they might give you some thoughts about what lines to try, okay? Now, I definitely want to try and make sure that I use my pencil in lots of different ways. So I'm going to start off by doing some vertical lines that go straight up. I'm going to do a long vertical line where I press really lightly, and then I'm going to keep doing long vertical lines, but I'm going to press down harder, and look at the difference in the lines that I create when I press harder. Now, you just need to be careful, year 2, that you don't press so hard that you break your pencil. Remember, when you're drawing, you hold your pencil like a normal pencil, but also sometimes you might want to move your hand up the pencil so you can try using the side of the pencil and see what marks you can make there. I might change my grip and look at the lines I can make like that, okay? Then I go back to using the pencil normally, try out long lines, try out short lines, try out dark lines, thick lines. You might want to then try out some diagonal lines in between. You might want to try out some horizontal lines. Remember, some thick, some thin, some light, some dark. Just experiment with using that pencil in different ways. So remember to change the grip, try out all the different ways you can. Okay, in the next box, so I've got diagonal lines, I've got vertical lines, I've got some horizontal lines. In the next box, I might try out, let me think. I think I'm going to try out some circles, some curved lines. So I'm going to try out circles in this box first of all. So I'm going to try some big circles, some small circles. I'm going to try out circles that join up. I'm going to try out tiny, tiny circles like this. I'm going to try circles where I press down hard with my pencil. So I'm going to press down heavily and put circles within circles, like this. Let me have a look at my sheet. Are there any other types of circle I might want to try? I think I'll try some circles that are actually shaded in. So here I go. I'm going to draw the circle and then I'm going to shade in like this. I've done it quite dark, so I might try a circle where I shade lightly. When I shade, shading means it's a bit like colouring in. When you shade, you move your hand up the pencil so you can lie the pencil slightly on the side and then shade it in, and look at the difference. Look at the difference in your thick, your dark and your light lines. You might want to try, what other sort of circles might I do? I might do circles inside circles and then circles overlapping circles. See if you can make a pattern of circles. It's up to you to try. In the next box, I would like you to try out zigzags. You can do any type of zigzag pattern you would like. It's up to you to decide. In the next box, I'd like you to try out dots. So small dots, big dots, dots that aren't coloured in, light dots, dark dots. And also in this box, can you try out dashes? Dashes are short lines like this. Okay, I'm going to do some vertical dashes. I'm going to do some diagonal dashes. So dots and dashes. So let me write dots and dashes in this box. Zigzags in this box. You can name each of your boxes. Okay, in this box, could you try out making spirals? So spirals are when you start in the middle and you slowly move outwards like this. Okay, you can try different types of spirals. You can try wide spirals. You can try small spirals. You can try dark spirals by pushing down darkly. You could try a spiral on using the side of your pencil. See how many different designs you can make. It doesn't matter if your lines cross over each other. Okay. In the next box, maybe try out lots of wavy lines. So your wavy lines might go across like this. They might go like this. You might have lots of crazy wavy lines like this. You might have a pattern of wavy lines like this. I've done lots of light lines here. Try some dark lines. Some dark wavy lines. In the next box, I would like you to try out some shaded lines. Now, remember I mentioned it before. When you shade, you move your hand up the pencil so you can use the side of the pencil. And shading is when you don't leave any gaps like this. And you try to move in one direction. Okay? I've done it quite lightly there. I'm going to try to see if I can do it even lighter by pressing a little lighter. I'm going to try making dark shading here. I'm going to see if I can make it even darker. When you shade, it's important to try and move in one direction and not leave any gaps. So if you can see, I've left some gaps there, so I'm going to go over those gaps like that to make sure that the work is even. Let me see if I can make it even darker. Yes, I can. Another way you can shade is you can actually do something that we call blending. And blending is when you shade and then you use your finger to smudge in, and it creates a different effect. You also might want to try shading and then drawing over the top of that shading, just like that. Okay. In the last box, I'd like you to try out anything you want. It's up to you what you want to do. You might want to try doing lines on top of lines. You might want to try doing a spiral on top of another spiral. You might want to try doing a wavy line and some wiggly lines, some curly lines in between, some curved lines in between those. You decide. That box is for you to try out any sort of pattern you would like. So I'm going to do a pattern like this, and I'm going to carry on the pattern here. And remember, you have these sheets to refer to give you some ideas, okay? But the aim of today is to experiment, play with your pencil. Think about the different ways you can hold your pencil. Think about the different ways you can make lines with your pencil, because the more different types of line you learn to make, the more interesting and detailed your artwork will be. Good luck, you two, and I will see you later in our Teams meeting. Bye for now.